try it all over again, because new days is new beginnings and new opportunities, right? So, what's the fun in it if you can't start over again? Like, how do you learn your lesson if you don't pick yourself back up? So, what I'm saying is just, it's okay if you didn't have a not so good week. Just unwind, reset, refocus, and get back in the game. Don't stay in stagnation. Don't do that. That's not a good look for you. It's not a good look at all. So, oh my God, we got an amazing show. But again, what show is not amazing, right? So, before I kick off any announcements, any special news bulletins and thank yous, what I want to say first of all is we're going to kick off today's show, as we do every show, with some fun facts, right? Like, oh my God, who don't love fun facts? I know that I was talking to a new person that came along, and he told me, he said he went back on the YouTube channel and he had watched some old videos and he had seen that I had not done any fun facts. So was I gonna go back and re-add fun facts to those videos? And I was like, no. Where I started at, I'm just gonna keep it going. So he did tell me that was like one of the highlights of his show, because a lot of things that I bring to the forefront when I talk about fun facts, he said he had no clue to 80% of the stuff that I have remotely talked about this year. So that was a plus to me. So the fun facts that we are going to talk about today is something that we all use, especially, in my opinion, around the holidays. People like to gift wrap. They like to package stuff. They like to go pick stuff up. And even if you're not packaging anything for the holidays or a gift, let's assume you go to the store and you buy a vase, or you buy some pretty crystal, or something that's glass material and you don't want it to break. And the stores, they take their time and they wrap it in either foil paper or parchment paper that they have, that you're able to wrap those pieces in. But what I'm going to talk to you today about, what everyone uses, is bubble wrap. Like, I just want to know what the fascination about bubble wrap was. Like, I was always the one that liked to hear the little bubbles pop, 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 pop. I think I got some bubble wrap. I don't even know. But, like I just want to know, why was this bubble wrap invented? Was it on accident? Did it have a meaning? I just wanted to know. So when I did my research, I thought someone else out there may have wanted to know too. So this year, or whenever you go to the store, you may want to carry your own bubble wrap, or you just may very well look at some bubble wrap and be like, I know why you here. And then the next person that's in the aisle listening to you, they can be like, well, what do you mean? Because people are so curious nowadays, right? So just tell them. Let me give you some fun facts. Okay, so now, bubble wrap was originally created to be wallpaper. So let's start right there. Can you just imagine bubble wrap on your wall? Just like these bubbles. Nah, I can't do that. But anyway, bubble wrap was invented in 1957 by two engineers named Alfred Felding and Mark, and how you say the name in French is Chavannes. Oh yes, Chavannes. And it's spelled Chavannes. So shout out to him, because we kind of got the same name, but it's spelled differently, but it don't matter. You can say Chavannes. Yeah, okay. So they were attempting to create a covering for walls of plastic shower curtains laminated together. So they wanted to take shower curtains, put them together, laminate them and make them a type of a wallpaper with the bubble wrap instilled. However, it would have a 3D look. That's the look that they were going for. And so the ideal, it never took off, right? Because people in the 1950s, they weren't interested in having what I say, bubbles on the wall. Can you just imagine having bubbles on the wall now and your kids come back, pop, 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 pop. You don't want all that. No, who wants that? So the ideal never took off. So Fielding and Siobhan founded and sealed Air Corporation in 1960, and the pair initially tested the bubble material for use as installation in a greenhouse. And guess what? It was very, very, very successful. It was a year later when they discovered it could be used for something more practical. So in 1961, it was found that it was best used for packaging materials. They originally called the product air cap, like a cap you put on your head. But it was later changed to a more appropriate title, which is bubble wrap. The big break for bubble wrap happened when IBM became the client's first client. So this new company out here, they get one client and this company takes off. Talk about a break. Oh my God. Like, that has to be so phenomenal. And I know that we're all out there looking for that break, but just imagine IBM back in 1961 was this company's first client, and it took off, like took all the way off with bubble wrap. Bubble wrap was used to protect shipments of the company for 1,401 businesses. So shout out to bubble wrap. I'm glad to know where you were invented. So now if I ever go look at wallpaper, I could be like, I wonder if you was the wallpaper that they wanted to put the bubble wrap in between. But no, like, oh my God, thank you for sharing and listening to those fun facts. I really, 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 truly get a thrill out of introducing and bringing that back to you. So, we are still in the month of December, of course, and we are definitely celebrating those December birthdays, and got some special birthdays want to send out for December. My brother in love that's in Canada, Tony, happy birthday, sweetie, all the way from Chicago. I love you. Love you. I hope you are enjoying yourself. I've never had birthday cake from Canada, so when you get your birthday cake, just slice a piece and make sure you send it to me. I cannot wait for it. So that's a special birthday for today. And of course, we got one upcoming birthday, which is going to be Auntie Pam, my auntie. And special shout out to our guest that stopped by, More Than Just Scrubs, last week, Nurse Shayla Jackson. And she will be actually celebrating her birthday tomorrow. So if you're tuning in, thanks for stopping by. I do hope that you have a wonderful birthday. You enjoy yourself and be blissful and magical. And I know you said you didn't eat candy or sweets, but just in case you get that slice of birthday cake, make sure you go ahead and think about me. I'll be right here waiting for it. So, my listeners, I just want to like say thank you so much. Like, I so appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the energy that you bring when you come to the show. I appreciate the comments when you're interacting. I appreciate the phone calls and the text messages that say, hey, Shavonna, I got something from that. Or, Shavonna, will you be doing a show on this? Or, have you had someone to come to you about this? As I always try to inform people that you matter to me. We may not be invited to sit down at someone else's round table or rectangular table, but do know that you're always welcome at my table. And what I mean by that, I take all of your information and I sit down with my team and we collaborate. We collaborate on a weekly basis because you all are so important to me. Change has to happen with us. Change has to come from us. It starts with us. We can talk amongst each other, but if we don't put it down and if we don't write it down and have a call to action, then nothing is never going to happen but talk. So, do understand that you're invited to my table. And with that being said, I encourage you to please, 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 please love, like, and comment. Also share the content. This content is free. I can't say that enough. I wish that there were times when I'm sitting here working and I'm talking to a client and I just be so amazed at some of the information that they don't know. And I just wish that this information that I'm providing was available free when I was looking for it. And it was not available at all. Even when you call some people nowadays, they tell you, we'll give you a 10 to 15 minute consultation. Anything after that starts at $199 per 15 minutes or per half hour. So this information that I'm providing, it's not only resourceful and it's valid, but it's also important, and you never know who you're going to help. You never know who life that you can potentially change, because what you're doing is spreading some information, some free information. And do know that a lot of times, I don't care how close you are with friends or family, no one is going to be so quickly to say, well, oh, I'm dealing with this, or I'm dealing with this. Or they may even try to play it off in a sense and say, well, girl, did you know so and so was going through this? I don't even know what to tell them, because it's that embarrassment, or it's just that we don't think that it's anyone's business. So that information is kept in a secret space. By you sharing this content, let's suppose they stumble up on your page and listen to it. Hey, guess what? We done just helped one person. And we helped one person because we shared this content. So please, anytime you see the content that we post and anytime we go live, this information is so very, very vital. Please share the content, comment on the content, give us feedback, because we care. You are very important to Let's Talk Finance. Please remember that. You are very important to us. Now, I have one more announcement to make before we jump into this amazing show. Guess what? Today is December the 20th, right? Guess how many more days we got before 2026 get here? You ready? 11. 11. We got 11 more days. So my question for you is, are you ready? And you can put behind that whatever you see fit to put behind that statement. But are you ready? And that's ready for whatever. That can mean so many different things. But are you ready? It's just 11 days left. Are you ready with your finances? Is your house in order? Are you in order? Is your work lined up in order? Are your resources in order? The events that you're planning, what you have coming up, is that in order? Are your children in order? Are your spouses in order? We can take that question to so many different levels and heights, but it's so very, very, very important, because again, we only have 11 more days in 2025. Okay? So I just want you all to think about that. And as you think about it and you start brainstorming, start writing stuff down, start putting your visions down, start putting into action what you see fit, the things that you don't want to carry over into 2026, especially when it's concerning your finances. Again, Let's Talk Finance. Welcome today to my listeners that's tuning in right now. We have Aunt Tootie and we have Auntie Latrice. Both are tuning in live on this spectacular Saturday. For the guest that's coming in later or that's going to watch later, welcome to Let's Talk Finance here on the show where we break down money with faith, clarity, by the heart, and we give you empowerment because we want you to know what's going on. So our show today will be focused on quarter 2026, which means the first quarter of 2026. Sometimes we abbreviate it Q1, sometimes we abbreviate it QTR1. It just depends on how you say it. When I say quarter 2026, of course, I'm talking about the very first quarter because, of course, we have not hit that second, third, and fourth quarter yet. So today's show is going to be so important because I'm going to be giving out some real life scenarios. And this happens on a daily basis. And we have to get ready for what's going to happen. We may see it on TV. We may hear other people talking about it. We may even think that this does not happen to us or our business. But guess what? We are no exception to the rule. It can happen. So let's talk about scenario number one. A business owner waited until March of the following year. So like our year 2025 is about to end, and now we're getting ready for 2026. So this particular business owner, and let's just say Tasmanian Devil, that's what we're going to call this business owner, waited until March to organize their receipts for 2025, and they want to know all of their deductions, and they want to file their tax return right now, and it's the due date. Does this happen? Absolutely. Absolutely. What information should you pass along to this business owner? First, you thank the business owner for contacting you, of course. Secondly, you tell the business owner, hey, we can put you on an extension, and then after your extension goes through, we're going to set up an appointment with you and sit down and talk to you so we can get you on a better schedule. And in the midst of that, we're going to be helping you get your source documents together so you can submit those documents so we can get your tax return submitted in. Now, because you're on an extension, what that does is if you have a balance going in, which means you're going to owe money and you didn't pay estimated tax payments, go ahead and make that payment now so you're not penalized even more when you file that tax return. That payment is still due. Let's just say you don't have the money to pay. Not a problem. Your extension is good for 6 months. So you have that 6 months to come up with the money. If you want to know all of your deductions, all of your write-offs, and all of your credits, this is where you sit down and you talk to your accountant and your preparer about this. So moving forward, you're not caught at a crossfire at the end of the year. Scenario number two. A family who began saving money in January and reached their emergency fund goal by summer. Now, I talked about this on November 8th show when we had the wellness advocate out here talking about investments. Excellent show. Please go back and watch that show. You want to save, you want to build, you want to invest. You want that emergency money to build, and you get paid off entrance. Go back and watch that show. Make sure you contact Mr. Owens, very good friend of mine, good business constituent, will help you and get you where you need to be. But if you plan to save this money, let's just say you plan to do it in 12 months, but you finished in 7 months, you hit a record, you hit a goal. Question is, what do you do now? Should you keep going at that rate? Should you invest in something else? How should you move along with your portfolio? please reach out again to Mr. Owens. He will be so grateful and enthused to help you. If you have any other questions, of course, you could come to none other than me. I would be able to help you and assist you also, but I want to put you in the right hands. I want you to know and see where your money is going. Scenario number 3. A taxpayer who booked a January tax appointment, avoided delays, and received a refund. I think that's like the best scenario ever, because that shows the tax preparer that all year long you've been communicating, you've been keeping your stuff in order, you've had it organized. Even if it's not organized, you know where everything is at and you're ready to drop it off. I know what's going to happen because you and I have had several conversations. Now you're just ready to come in and say, hey, here's the amount that my invoice is for. Thank you for your services. How much am I getting back? Thank you for explaining the return to me. So you see how 1, 2, 3, it could be done so smoothly and so quickly, long as you keep that rapport and that line of communication open for you and your preparer. Now, I want to give you some financial tools and resources that you can use. Don't think that because you're an individual, this may not apply to you. Everything applies to you. Remember, everything starts and ends with a transaction. Everything starts and ends with a transaction. What is that? That's money. Period. Money, money, money. You're making transactions, whether it's credit, however you want to use it, it's a transaction. So you need to be aware of what's going on. Just like you can have this much at the beginning of the year, then it be like squash like this at the end of the year. The same can happen with individuals. So you are not an exception to the rule. Sometimes we need a little assistance to remain consistent even when we don't want to. I've battled with that a couple times. Sometimes it's like, I don't want to do this, but I got to remain consistent. I got to stay the course so I don't fall off track. And so you don't fall off track, I want to give you some helpful resources that I have found so helpful and relaxing all at the same time. So everyone knows that I'm a comedy person. Put on some comedy, I about build a building in 12 hours because I'm in my zone. So pick a day, set aside a day, even if you want to dedicate 2 hours to start, or maybe even an hour. Set aside that day, whatever you like to do, whether it's listen to music, listen to comedy, listen to gospel, whatever it is you do in your happy space, make sure you're doing that. And while you're doing that, you want to start looking at some applications or spreadsheets as you're thinking about your budget, right? Excel. We have a lot of Excel experts out here. I'm not one of them. No, I'm a pencil and paper girl. Still is. I know I got to get with time, but yeah, no, not now. Google Budget has a manual budgeting and tracking sheet that you're able to use. Like I just mentioned, old school, pencil and paper. I find it so enlightening to get on my flow, and it's a whole bunch of receipts with my ledger paper and my pencil, and I'm going back and I'm doing T accounts. I'm writing debits, credits. What is this? Where does this go? Um, Rocket Money. That's another application that helps you budget and also helps with subscriptions that you may have. So they offer these services to you to help you to try to keep your resources and your budget in order. And some of this is for free. You don't have to pay for it. So sometimes I love to help people with free stuff because free is good. Now, sometimes when it's free and you feel like, that's just out of my league. You know what? I'm just going to get it done somewhere else. Prime example. I know how to polish my nails. And depending on the mood I'm in, I could probably put a nice design on there. But guess what? That's not in my league. I'm going to pay somebody else to go do it. You can do the same thing for this situation here. but you want to know where your money is at. Time and time again, I hear my clients say, Sharana, the W-2 says I made this, but where's the money at? I don't see it. A lot of times people look at their checks and say, hey, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. Now you can't even rob Peter to pay Paul because Peter don't got no money. So it's best for you to know where your money is at and where it's going. How do you do that? You have a monthly financial check-in. Whether you're checking in with yourself, whether you sit down with a friend or a family member and you all talk about your expenses that's in that household. So if you have a roommate, you all sit down once a month, or you and your spouse, you do this together. You sit down once a month, but you have that check-in. If you have someone that's doing your books and sending you over a set of financial statements, it's good to sit down and have that check-in with them. Prime example, the month of November, you may have been at a positive number, but now December, you're at a negative number. Why is that? There is a reason for that change. Regardless to what it is, there is a reason. Now, for small businesses and even individuals, they have some other apps out there. Business in the Box is one of them. eforms.com is one of them. And of course, you can do a lot in Excel if you're that Excel guru. Now, I want us small business owners, especially us that's trying to grow and expand and get out there and build these platforms of services that we provide or products that we're selling. If we don't start with us first, we can't expect our business to continue to grow because everything starts within. And if you're not together within, you're definitely not going to be together when you're up there because the foundation is not solid. Set financial goals. What does that mean, Shavonna? Talk about your SMART goals. Where it's specific, it's measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. Do it for the year. I know, again, me and my team, we sit down every year and we talk about SMART goals. And we got our 1 year goals, our 3 year goals, our 5 year goals. And sometimes you may not accomplish it within that time frame. It's okay. That means you just put it on the list, and whatever you need to add, you add it, but you don't forget about it, especially since you've started working on it and you've talked about it. So still make that a priority. Check and update insurance policies. Review your health insurance policy. Review your business insurance policy, whether it's errors and omission, whether it's liability insurance, whether it's full coverage insurance for your business. A lot of amendments that we used to receive with our insurances are no longer there. They're considered to be add-ons now for an additional amount of money. Initially, the company is not going to tell you. You will get an email and it will be in your documents that, hey, there's been some changes. But if you don't read those documents or you don't understand everything that's being said, you're going to miss that small part. So double check those policies. Make sure they're up to date. If a payment is due, find out when it's due. If you're unable to make that payment, ask if there is, what's the lapse time? If I don't pay it by what time, when will it expire? All of this stuff is needed and it's necessary and it's important. If you have your emergency fund and you've dipped in it throughout 2025, start replenishing it. I don't care if you start with $5 a pay period. Start to replenish it. Sometimes we have to do some sacrifices. So there's a game that me and one of my best friends play, and we say we're going to give up something. And whatever it is we give up, when we had an urge to want it or crave for it, however much it is, we take that money, we put it in a jar. And we just write little notes to ourselves. At the end of that 30 days, however much money we done saved up, guess what? That money is for us. Not a bill, not this, not that, but it's for us. because we sacrifice something just this small just so we can see a greater outcome. You can take that and start replenishing your fund. Review your credit report. There are so many scams out here. Every second there are scams. Please go back to the show I did in October when I talked about cybersecurity and threats. It is so very, very important that you look at your credit report. You don't know who can get access to your information because now everything is so technology based that it's taking over the world. You will get left behind being somebody else just by not following these small steps to help you with your finances. You can also get a free credit report from annualcreditreport.com. You can get a free credit report every year. Now, some people say, well, I don't want to look at my credit report. I already know I got bad credit. So what? Look at that bad credit. Let's see how we can start eliminating it. Now, you may ask, does Anointed Accounting help with credit repair? Yes, we have a team that we work with that helps you extensively with your credit repair. And you may say, well, Shavonna, that's nice, but what if I don't really have the money? Guess what? You can do it yourself for free. You know why I know you can do it for free? Because it's all about reading. And if you don't understand something, you stop and you ask a question. But we're here to assist you and help you with that. Look at that, because again, you're trying to break cycles of what you did in 2025 that you don't want to carry over in 2026. And you want your quarter one to have a solid foundation. That's why you're starting with those SMART goals. You're going over all of your policies. You're reviewing the money that was spent that you had to go in and use. So now you need to replenish that money. You're working on your credit report. That's so important. So important. Review your year's performance, and that's business or individual. Take some time. Go through all your check stubs. Look at each one of your check stubs. Look at your gross. Look at your deductions. Look at your net pay. Now, look at that sheet that you should have that has all of your expenses that you've been paid month by month. Then you have a grand sheet where you may have everything on that sheet, and now you will be able to see where your money is going. You don't want to say, wow, I made that much money. Where did it go? Absolutely, positively not. You need to know where your money is at. It's about cash flow. Definitely about cash flow. Um, do an annual budget report. You know, for businesses, I always say do an annual report, but you know what? We don't have to start that high. You want to have it that high because you need to know where you're going for the year, right? But let's start off small. Let's do a budget for the month of January. Let's see how we're going to work with this amount here and what we can do. What can we alleviate? What do we really, really need? What can we not use for January, but if we need to use it for another month, we go back and we pick it up that additional month. So that's things you can sit down and just reevaluate. You also want to ensure compliance. That's a big one. Confirm all of your business's licenses are up to date with the federal, state, and county. Please, that is so very important. What you don't want is either entity to walk into your establishment and close you down because you're not in compliance. Can they do that? Absolutely. Will they do that? Absolutely. Has it been done? Bet your bottom dollar it's been done. You do not want that to happen to you. So you want to be in compliance. Double check all your licenses. Make sure they're up to date. Make sure they're hanging. This is important if you have a staff and you have a break room. Your labor board posters are supposed to be up and posted. You will get fined for not having that visible. It's so very important. We work in, no matter the state that we're in, regardless to if it's at will or not, you need to still be in compliance with all federal, state, local, and county entities because your business speaks volumes and they will terminate it and shut it down just as quickly as time is going by. So, get that together. If you need help with that, reach out to your accountant or your preparer. They're able to help you with this. This is what I mean by behind the scenes information and stuff that we have to get ready for. That question that I asked, are you ready? This is something that you can incorporate if you have not done so already because we're coming up on 2026. So, look at your annual corporate reports. When did you open your business? Is it time? Has your business dissolved and you forgot about it? What paperwork needs to be filed? Do you need to do a change of registered agent? Have you misplaced your EIN letter? Have you misplaced your business documents in its entirety? Period. This is stuff you need to get ready for quarter one because, again, you want a solid foundation. Set goals. Have action plans. That's so important for individuals and small business owners. For a business, one of my goals is to get out and network more frequently. That means interacting with people more and more because, again, you never know who may need help. When people look at Anointed Accounting, I don't want them to just say, well, oh, you do taxes. Absolutely not. We do more than taxes. We are a one-stop shop. Whatever we don't do, we have a team of professionals who we network with, who we can refer you to that offers that service. And I made Anointed Accounting like that, and I wish for it to be like that because I remember years ago going to the grocery store. And this one store didn't have it. So I had to go to this store. This store didn't have it. So then I had to go to this store. And every month I noticed that as I was grocery shopping, I was going to 2 and 3 stores. And I'm like, this is too much. Like, even though I'm saving 30 cents here on this, $1 on here, that's still time. That's gas. For me, that's Uber money or public transportation money. No, why I can't go to one store and get everything I need? So what did I do? Let's see how much I saved by buying this at this store and buying this at this store. Now let's see how much I paid going to these different stores, and had I bought everything at one store, would it have made more sense? Would I have saved more or would I have lost more? In all actuality, I would have saved more by being at one store. So that's why it was important for me on a business level to say I want Anointed Accounting to be a one-stop shop, especially because we're dealing with finances and everything starts and ends with the transaction. Business-wise, there's so much that I want to do. Personal. There's so much that I want to do. And I got a plan. So I'm putting those SMART goals together for me personally because I want to grow personally and I want to grow business wise. And even on my personal walk, I want to grow spiritually. So am I ready? It just depends on am I ready for what? Am I preparing myself and getting ready? Absolutely. Because I expect nothing but the best. Now, when you set your goals and you want them to align with how you see your company functioning, always remember you're paying taxes. And I know you're like, what? No, what? Yes, that's income. Income, you pay taxes on income received. Put away that money for them estimated tax payments. Set reminders if you have to. If you have an accounting firm backing you, your accounting firm typically will be the one to make those payments because they'll send you out a message and say, hey, today is The 15th, we're going to go ahead and make that payment. That's on that day. But 5 days prior to that, you should be getting a reminder text message or phone call that, hey, we're going to go ahead and make those estimated tax payments. Is it okay? Because, of course, you don't want to bounce any funds to any entity. Get a 12-month binder if you want to start separating all your documents, as you should. Put it in a binder. Get folders. Separate all of your receipts and put them in folders and just write on it. Transportation, fuel, gas, tolls, parking, maintenance, whether it's your profession. Let's just say you a model, so you have to have maintenance upkeep. You may go get makeup done twice a week. Keep those receipts. Put those in envelopes. And let's just say you're just bad with paper, right? Here's a suggestion. When you come home, take a picture of all of those receipts and email it to yourself. Designate a folder on your email that says tax year, whatever the year is. So therefore, you can drop everything in that folder. At the end of the year, you can create a zip file and send that over to your preparer. Guess what? You done did everything you had to do. Now, as we talk about getting prepared for quarter one and setting that foundation and being ready, because we're not trying to carry in some of the habits from 2025 to 2026, let's talk about accountability and mindset. Before I jump into that, I got a couple questions for you. And I want you to be honest and be honest with yourself. And if you feel like putting it in the chat, put it in the chat. I'm so eager to know what your answers is going to be. So one of my questions is, what's one financial goal you want to accomplish in quarter one of 2026? So that's 3 months. Now, in that question, what financial discipline really looks like for you from January through March? And how do you stay committed even if your motivation drops? I know that's a lot for one question, but just think about it. You got 1 quarter, January through March. How does that look for you? How does commitment look for you even when you're not at your highest high? Is this goal that you're setting, is it really that important for you to achieve? And if so, what are you doing? Number 2, do you already have a plan for tax preparation, for saving for next year? Which means you've listened to the show, you've started working closely with your preparer or your accountant, you're getting ready, and because you kind of waited, let's say August, September, you're getting a jump start on it for next year, so you're getting things ready for the upcoming year, so you're going to definitely be prepared. Now, if you're doing that, celebrate that win, because that's something that you were never doing before. That's a milestone that you accomplished, and guess what? You're like many other Americans. You don't even like tax time. You hate dealing with it. But because this load has been lifted off of your shoulders and you're ready, you're preparing yourself, it's like less work that you have to do. Now, which quarter one system do you think will help you stay most accountable? Is it reminders, apps, or checklists? I'm going to say all the above. I have a checklist sitting right on my desk. I have a digital checklist, and I have reminders on my calendars. I use all 3 of them. Then I'll go and write sticky notes and stick them all over the wall, just in case I forgot something somewhere else. Now, It's something that you can do to help your mindset, because again, we're talking about being accountable with a healthy mindset, especially small business owners. Start working with your staff. If you are a one business individual, start talking to other like-minded individuals. Hey, what are you doing to save all of your receipts? I was advised that I could do this, but this isn't really helping. What is your method? Kind of look at it like school. When you were in school and you were in that math class, that was me. And I didn't understand how he got to that answer. But I got the same answer, but my way was not his way, but I wasn't wrong. So I had to make it make sense to me, for me to grasp and the concept of what I was doing. So make this project like that. If you're a hairstylist, talk to other hairstylists, see what it is they do. If you're a DJ, talk to other DJs, see what it is they do. Then, of course, contact Anointed County, because we want to make sure you're getting the right exposure and the right information. Now, as we're preparing to go into quarter 1, I'm going to help you to alleviate / avoid some common mistakes that typically happen. The first one on the list: waiting too long to review your last year's finances. When you're reviewing your finances, always go back and pull your tax return. See what's on your tax return. Again, I'm not saying you're going to be an expert. Know what is attached to your name and your social. Because just like you're reading your tax return, your preparer reads it. If you pay attention, the IRS will never call you. They take the information you send in, they read it, they dissect it. If anything seems fishy, they send you a correspondence letter. They never call you though. Do the same with your finances. Go back and look at it. See where there is an issue or a concern or whatever it is that you're looking for. Have that information there with you. Schedule an appointment with your preparer. Hey, look, I'm just trying to stay focused. I'm trying to be a step ahead of the game. I'm working on quarter 1. Can I get in and have that appointment with you? Can you help me get on a solid foundation? Absolutely. Your accountant would be more than happy to do that. Another mistake is avoiding tax planning and you're waiting until April. Sorry, we're 4 months into the year. And as you see, time waits on no one. It is already 2026. 25 is gone almost in 11 more days. Don't wait till the last minute. Stop procrastinating. What you're procrastinating on, you could have been dropped off all of those documents to your preparer, and now your preparer could be working on that and just have simple questions where you and that person can have a meeting, and now what you were avoiding didn't even have to be avoided because it was addressed and it was dealt with and it was handled. So make that a priority, not to wait until the last minute. So set reminders, review those checklists that you have. Talk to those like-minded people that will help. Try to have quarterly or semi-annually appointments with your preparer or your accountants. Remember, this is not your area of expertise. So you have to consult with someone. That's not saying that you don't know it. It's just not your area of expertise. I know how to cook, but I'm not a chef. If I got some questions, I got some chefs I could reach out to because I'm not a chef. Just because I know how to cook pinto beans and greens don't mean I can make it look like they make it look. So I need to call them and ask them what they did. And it's okay to reach out for help. Overcommitting without a budget. You're dealing with impulse. Oh, I want that. Oh, we need that. Oh, we'll buy that. That looks nice for the business. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Wait. Stop. Think about it. What is the goal? What are you trying to achieve? Do you need it right now? What'll be the benefit of it right now? Or do they have a trial era? A trial period where you test it for 7 days, maybe even 10 days. If it don't work, you cancel it. Look for stuff like that so you're not just overly spending and it's outside of the budget. Not tracking your progress. What comes in, you want to track. What go out, you want to track. It's simple. Like you go to work every day, you know that your check is supposed to say $1,000 on Friday. If it's not $1,000, you're on your way to the payroll department. Do the same when it comes to your expenses and your income. Do the same when it comes to your monthly budgeting. Do the same when it comes to you knowing if you're going to be at a positive or be at a deficit. I keep telling you, it is okay to be nosy about you. It is okay to be nosy about what sits under your name and under your social. Because ultimately, you are the one that is held responsible. And if anything happens, you can't say, well, I didn't know that. They didn't tell me that. Guess what? Either entity is not going to care. Not at all. They're going to say, you should have asked, or it's in this publication, or it's in this set of instructions. So we can't use that as a crutch anymore. It's not reliable. Have check-in meetings. I cannot stress that enough. Have check-in meetings. This is about you. And sometimes you got to spend some money to make some money and see some money. A lot of things can't always be given to you for free. They can't. And in a perfect world, they can. And sometimes that's what we look for in that perfect world. Okay, I'm a small business. This person is going to do this. That. No, not all the time it works like that. Some people may decide to do it. Some people may not decide to do it. However, you just want to make sure that you're on the right path and on the right track, because this here is your income. This is your expenses. If I can sit and tell you hypothetically, hi, you made 85,000, and you tell me, no, I didn't. I only made 12,000. Wait a minute. Why is it that you only made 12,000? I didn't see none of that money. This all I got. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Somebody is stealing. Somebody not depositing something. Somebody can't read. Somebody can't count. Something is going on wrong. And that is not the way you're supposed to be handling your finances. We have to have good stewardship. I talked about this, and of course, my November shows. Being having stewardship and being grateful for your resources and how to resource what you have. It's so important that we just take these small steps. And you'd be surprised that us taking these small steps, how it would help us in the long run and the things that it would potentially prevent. And it's like that weight that's lifted off of your shoulders. So if you're sitting down with your preparer, if you're sitting down with your accountant, and it seems they may be a tad bit, what's the word? I want a nice word. Let me think of a nice word. They may be being a parent to you, a loving parent to you, and you're in trouble. And instead of putting you on punishment, they just want to help you. So look at your accountant from that aspect, because they don't want to see this happen to you. Because trust me, in our line of work, there is nothing that we haven't seen. And if we're able to help you, as a parent is going to chastise you, your accountant / preparer is going to do the same thing, because they want to see you grow and they want to see you excel. That's important. Also, your time is important. Utilize your time wisely. Set aside that time that you're going to dedicate. I tell you this, And oh, I'm finna hurt some feelings right now. If you can sit on social media and look at gossip, if you can scroll through other pages, minding other people's businesses, you can utilize and take that same time that you finna spend to do that to put it on your business and to put it on your finances. You can take that same time to share this content for somebody that need it, and you can take this same time to make that appointment with your accountant or your preparer so you can have a solid foundation for your finances. Yes, I said it. Now, a lot of people I tell it's only important when it's important for you, which means it's not important until you want it or you need it instantaneously. That's not the way of the world, especially when you're dealing with finances. If you're going for big purchases, if you're going for certifications, if you're going for licenses, whatever it is that you're doing, trust me, people want to see a paper trail, not just credit card statements, bank statements, financial statements. They're going to be asking for tax returns. They're going to be asking for business documents. Depending on what it is, you may even have to submit a business plan. You may even have to submit a proposal. You just never know what it is. So, again, my question is, are you ready? You have to be ready because there are so many things that go on day to day to day just on the inside of the business, as I call it, the business logistics that have to be taken care of because that's the foundation. If that foundation is not taken care of, then it's going to be leaning, and then it could potentially collapse and fall, and we don't want that. We don't want that to happen at all. Now, I know I owe you guys 4 minutes from last week, and I am going to give you that 4 minutes. So instead of us ending at 4:15, we are going to definitely end at 4:19. I do want to take this time before I continue and to acknowledge my guest that's on here right now, which is A Tootie. Hey, Auntie Tootie. Hey, all the way from Vegas. Whoop, whoop. Well, whoop, whoop, because it's all the way from Vegas. Not whoop, whoop, because I don't like the hot weather. Hey, Auntie Latrice. We in Chicago loving this weather, ain't we, Auntie? Whoop, whoop. Hey, hey, Miss Moore. Oh my God, Rosina Moore, she can sing. She has a really, really nice voice. Went to church with her. She can really, really sing. And Miss June Moore. Oh my God. Let's talk about a voice. Woo! Miss Moore got one of them voices that will put you to sleep, wake you up, put you back to sleep. You be done thought you won $1 billion. You only got 13 cents, but you still feeling good. Like, so I just want to acknowledge and thank you all for spending your time with me on a Saturday for one. And of course, I know a lot of people are getting ready for the holiday. We got 5 more days for the holiday, so people are still shopping. Family is coming in. You're going out. Whatever the situation may be, like, I just truly, truly appreciate you stopping by and spending your time with me. This means so much to me. Please like, love, comment, and share the content. That is so very important. So very important. I take everything you say at face value. If you have not subscribed to that YouTube channel, please go over to YouTube. Search Anointed Accounting, which is ANOINTED space ACCOUNTING. Subscribe to that channel and hit that notification bell. So every time our show uploads, you will get that notification. I have shows on there all the way back from April. It's just so much content that's out there from April the 12th all the way up and keeping going. So just go back and look at that content. It very well may help you. Some of the questions that you may have, I've probably already talked about that. Or you just want to get a feel and hear from real live people that have came on the show and talked about certain situations and different dynamics when it comes to finances and things that business owners experience. Like, all of that is on the page. So I encourage you to subscribe to that channel. Go back and watch those videos. Be informed, not influenced. Be informed, because that's what I'm doing. That's why it's so important for you to give me your feedback. Because again, when I sit down with my team, first thing they say, okay, Siobhan, I saw these comments, or has anybody called and said anything? Is it anything that we need to address or that someone wants to talk about? So you matter to me at my round, rectangular, octagon looking table. You matter. So for today, my points that I want you to walk away with is, although we have 11 days, I'm sorry, yes, no, yeah, 11 days left in the month of December. It may not look like a lot of time, but I'm going to tell you, we have enough time to set our foundation how it needs to be set for Q1 2026. We have enough time because we could take our time and use it wisely. I talked about time November 15th when I had guest CPA Piper Parker, and she said, no, my time is valuable. And if no one respects my time, then I need to know how much my first class ticket is, along with my out of the country trip, how much that's going to cost, so they can cover that cost for wasting my time. So you want to utilize your time and make it worthwhile. And your business is worthwhile. Your finances is worthwhile. And if it's something that you can't do, if it's something that you can't dedicate to doing, that's not a problem. I commend you because you're admitting that you cannot handle that. Pass that off to your accountant. Pass that off to your tax preparer. Prepare for unexpected expenses for Q1. Celebrate all your wins, big or small. Don't forget about the taxes, the bills. The more you know, the better off you're going to be. Before committing to additional responsibilities, consult with your partners or your team that you work with. If you're having and guessing, reach out to your accountant. That's what they are here to help you for. In closing, remember that 2026 sets the tone for your entire financial year. So starting early, planning early, being intentional, being informed is going to make your year start with a powerful bang. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you for watching. I thank my guest that's going to come on later and watch. I thank everybody on here that's going to share the content because it's so very important. I am on all social media platforms under Anointed Accounting, which is ANOINTEDACCOUNTING. Our telephone number is 312-837-7219. Again, it is okay to be informed about you. It is so very important to be informed about you. Know that Anointed Accounting is here to help you. We are rolling out some new things for 2026. I'm so excited. I can't wait till you see it, till you dive into it. Like, you guys are in for a real treat. So, have a phenomenal birthday if you're celebrating your birthdays. Have a phenomenal holiday for Christmas. I hope Santa Claus brings everyone everything their hearts desires. Be blessed. Always remember those who are less fortunate. Take time back and stop and pray for those, especially those who are without. Have a phenomenal and blessed week. And Siobhan, look forward to seeing you all next Saturday, our last Saturday of 2025. Be blessed, be safe, check on yourself, and check on someone else. I'll see y'all next week. I love y'all.